Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. When it comes to Dillian Whyte, he doesn't find a way to lose. His opponents find a way to win. That's because Dillian Whyte is allergic to uppercuts. I'm serious, man. Dillian Whyte's allergic to uppercuts. And they need to do a little study on Dillian Whyte and why he reacts the way he reacts when he gets close to an uppercut. It's like if there's an uppercut in the room somewhere, Dillian Whyte seems to have this problem with staying on his feet. Like if the uppercut comes close to him and kind of just brushes into him, Dillian Whyte seems to lose his consciousness. Equilibrium goes, tongue falls out of his mouth, wraps around his head and drags across the top of his scalp like a cartoon character. And the funny thing is, I don't think Dillian Whyte realized that he has this reaction, allergic reaction to the uppercut. And his opponents seem to know about that. But definitely now the word is out. I think the doctors and physicians can converge on him and prescribe the proper medication to help him when he has those reactions. I don't think Benadryl is the answer. I don't think a hot cup of chicken soup is going to cure that. Maybe chicken foot soup or something like that, with a little dumpling, stuff that we eat, little poor man food, you know what I'm saying? But Dillian Whyte is allergic to the uppercut, people. You look at the fight with AJ, okay? This is where I first suspected there was something going on with Dillian Whyte. It seemed like with every punch that, kind of got close to him, he handled that pretty well, but the allergic reaction he had when he got hit with that uppercut, it told me that he needed to go and see if there would possibly be a vaccination, because that uppercut, that uppercut takes him out worse than what COVID does to people. Like that uppercut is worse than COVID when it comes to Dillian Whyte. And you look at him, man, he gets in the boxing ring and a hook will hit him and hurt him, a straight right and left hand will hurt him, but something about that uppercut does something to him. They need to figure out what they can prescribe this man to help him deal with the uppercut. Because after that, he went in there and was doing very well against Povetkin, Came in there, moving around, throwing those, Dillian Whyte looks all cumbersome. He looks awkward, like he's off balance most of the time. But he's effective. And again, floating like a butterfly, stinging like a bee. And then, somebody allowed Povetkin to, come in there with his hook, come in there with his right hand, his jab, closing the distance. But someone should have known not to allow Povetkin to bring an uppercut into that damn ring. Because we know Dillian Whyte has a reaction to that uppercut. We know his body doesn't react well to that. There's going to be some kind of loss of bodily function, loss of consciousness, if he comes in close proximity to an uppercut, okay? And in that Povetkin fight, you saw that at Dillian Whyte's training camp, obviously they didn't work on ensuring that there was some kind of uppercut vaccination, defending against that uppercut. It was more focusing on other things like the right hand, the hooks, the jabs. And he was winning the fight against Povetkin hands down. And again, there was somehow the uppercut got close to him and he lost consciousness. So that's twice now where the uppercut is the punch that he just can't escape. Now, we get it. He's offensive. He's offensive minded. His foot is on the gas. He's coming forward. But at the same time, when you see your man especially a guy like Dillian Whyte, get knocked out, like savagely knocked out twice against a high level of competition as a result of an uppercut, you got to think going into a fight with Tyson Fury, and I'm not even making jokes now, right? You got to think that this man needs to be worried about that damn uppercut. Even I was talking about the uppercut. He's got to be able to get in close. If Tyson Fury throws the uppercut, I said it, Dillian Whyte's chin is right there, but at the same time, he has to be careful because Dillian Whyte can counter. We talked about these things, but my gosh, you know, because Tyson Fury was throwing an uppercut all the time against Wilder when they were in close. But with Dillian Whyte, he just set him up so perfectly. And then again, Dillian Whyte had that allergic reaction when that uppercut touched him. I'm telling you, man, that he needs to go and get vaccinated, man. He needs an uppercut, a UC vaccination, because that uppercut takes him out. He's going to need a slip because he won't be returning to work for quite some time. You know, it'll take a while for that uppercut to run its course and for him to get that out of his system. But that's just my 2 cents, man. Dillian Whyte can be winning every second of every round. The opponent can throw a jab, throw an uppercut, can step back, half step, full step, throw a shot to blind you, come back with a straight head, throw a hook. They can headbutt him. And Dillian Whyte will keep fighting on. He may get a little wobbled because he's human, just like anyone else will. But if you hit him with an uppercut, Dillian Whyte damn near dies, you know. So going into that fight with Tyson Fury, I can't see why they didn't work on that. How to defend against that. How to make sure at all times you think in defense, closing the distance, getting in there. I know it's hard to fight Tyson Fury. I know that. It's hard. It's extremely hard. The man's smart, and obviously Sugar Hill brings something to the table. Obviously. But damn, I just wouldn't expect him to get KO'd like that, Dillian Whyte, with the lead uppercut. And it was fast. When I say that uppercut was super fast. Very impressive. Very impressive. So, congratulations to Tyson Fury. All joking aside, when it comes to Dillian Whyte, he really, if he's going to come back. And now, you know what's so unfortunate, right? Everybody wants to fight Dillian Whyte now. Otto Wallen is talking about fighting him now. Because everybody sees if you catch him, you can get him out of there. But not just anybody's going to come and catch him with an uppercut and get him out of there. But if you can, Dillian Whyte falls apart. He can't handle it. It's like hitting Amir Khan with an uppercut or a straight right hand. Like, his body doesn't react well to that. And Dillian Whyte is another one. He's chinny, man. And I just think Otto Wallen wants to fight him. Joe Joyce is fighting Joseph Parker. But then the winner of that, who knows what they're going to do. But Dillian Whyte definitely, if he returns to boxing, should stay far away from a heavy hitter. And you can say, oh, heavyweights hit hard. Nah. There's the exception. Okay? You need to stay away from the exceptional punchers and those who can endure his shots. Because if they can get in and let a shot go, that uppercut is his problem. And, you know, going forward, even if they didn't figure it out after the Joshua fight, if they didn't figure it out after the Povetkin fight, after this fight, they should be saying, if you're going to come back and fight, we got to make sure you can avoid, you know, all shots with that uppercut. That uppercut is the one that short circuits him. And it's sad to see that happening. It should have never happened, in my opinion. Not that shot. Because that's the one that, you know, is the one that gives him the most problems. And you can say, well, he didn't see it. It wouldn't matter if he saw it. You never see a damn uppercut because of the position that it is thrown from, where it comes from. So it comes from underneath, and if you're not ready, even if you try to brace yourself, it can get you out of there. But when you don't see it, it's even worse. And he didn't see it, but he should have still had the wherewithal to when he was at distance with Fury, to just be watching out for that uppercut coming, because that's the punch that his body just doesn't seem to be able to recover from. Even after he got up, he barely got up, he wasn't there. I mean, he was all over the ring, you know, just falling. And Tyson Fury did what I told you he would do. I said in the previous video, If Fury gets hurt, Whyte's gonna jump on him and try to hurt him. He's not gonna care anything with friends. He's all about maximum violence. I said, conversely, if Fury hurts Whyte, Fury's gonna motion to the referee to stop the fight. And that's exactly what Fury did. Fury didn't want to go out and hurt him, but Whyte would have tried to hurt him. And that's the difference in their character. And I get it, it's a fight. Anything goes. I get it, if the referee lets you do it, you should do it, 100%. But it just tells you a lot about Fury's character, because he could have been like, let him go, come on, come on. No, he was like, stop it. And I respect Fury for that. So, all joking aside, hopefully Whyte bounces back. I'm sure he will. But you got to learn to defend against that uppercut, because, man, there's no tablet for that. No Benadryl to cure that reaction that he keeps having to it, man. But that being said, let me know what you think. Some people are saying that was a lucky shot by Fury. I think that's extremely audacious to claim that Fury threw a lucky shot. That was no lucky shot. You see how he threw it with the speed on that punch? That was no lucky shot. That was perfectly timed, perfectly executed. Excellent punch selection by Tyson Fury. But leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. Shout out to all the veterans. Thank you so much. Like and subscribe. Keep safe, people. I'm in the breeze.